I'm not going to act like there isn't an imbalance of power here. There certainly is. But at the bare bones of this, it's a man who had an affair with a younger woman. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I've got two stories for you today. First one, we're going to be talking about the Adam Levine controversy. We won't spend too much time on it, but I thought it was worth touching on, if not for anything else, the entertainment value. And the last story we'll be talking about, this one is pretty funny just because of the irony that's involved in it. I think there's an important element missing from this particular story, but we'll get there. I wanted to go through the particular details outlined in this story first, and then we'll talk about it after. As all drama seems to start nowadays, Straw, a social media influencer, posted this to TikTok. Was having an affair with a man who is married to a Victoria's Secret model. And that certainly narrows it down, just because there's a very, very small percentage of men out there who are in relationships with Victoria's Secret model. Not actually has an article on this where they detail who these Victoria's Secret models are in a relationship with, or engaged to, or married to. I'll leave the link in the description if you wanted to check it out. But let's continue on. Adding, at the time, I was young, I was naive, and quite frankly, I feel exploited. I wasn't in the scene like I am now, so I was definitely very easily manipulated. I'm not going to act like there isn't an imbalance of power here. There certainly is. But at the bare bones of this, it's a man who had an affair with a younger woman. And excluding any quid pro quos that might have taken place behind the scenes, you're a grown person, you're a grown woman, and you do have the capacity to say no. And I do think the overall lesson here is to all the married people, just keep it in your pants. You know what I mean? That'll keep you out of a ton of trouble. And then you can keep the arguments down to, financial, or, what color the drape should be, or, should we get this? Those are pretty easy. You throw infidelity into the mix, and then it gets a whole lot more complicated. Now, it should be stated that Adam Levine did respond to these allegations. In an article in Billboard, he said, "I did not have an affair. Nevertheless, I crossed the line during a regrettable period in my life. In certain instances, it became inappropriate. I have addressed that and taken proactive steps to remedy this with my family." And besides all that, I think that the most mind-blowing absurdity of all this is that this man allegedly wanted to name his unborn child after his alleged mistress. Now, this is all some he said, she said BS, but were you entertained? If you were entertained, go ahead and hit that like button. And we're going to move on to our next story. So the COO of Beyond Meat bit a guy's nose. Yes, there's absolutely more to the story. And no, Beyond Meat isn't out here creating zombies. But let's get to the article. So this is coming from NPR. Beyond Meat suspended an executive accused of biting a man's nose in a fight. A top executive at plant-based food company Beyond Meat has been charged with felony battery after a fight outside a college football game in which he was accused of biting a man's nose. Doug Ramsey was also charged with making a terroristic threat after the attack Saturday in a parking garage outside a University of Arkansas football game in Fayetteville. That's my old stopping grounds. Not Fayetteville particularly, but North Carolina. Beyond Meat said Tuesday it has suspended Ramsey indefinitely. Now, that kind of language really trips me up, just because indefinitely, that's forever. So they basically fired him, right? Leave it in the comments, right? Let me know if I'm wrong or right. According to a police report, Ramsey was angered when another driver inched in front of him in a traffic lane and made contact with the front passenger wheel on Ramsey's Ford Bronco SUV. Those things are super expensive, really nice vehicles, man. So I can understand why he'd be upset. The police report alleges that Ramsey got out of his vehicle and punched through the back windshield of the other driver's car. The driver told the police he got out of his car and Ramsey pulled him close and began punching him. Ramsey also bit the tip of the other driver's nose, ripping the flesh, according to the police report. The driver witnesses told police that Ramsey threatened to kill the other man. Occupants of both vehicles got out and separated the two men. Now, I think the element that's missing from this story is that they're at a college football game, and we know that there was most likely alcohol involved. Why else would this man feel like it was appropriate to punch out someone's back windshield? That's absolutely insane. And another part that I wanted to get to, this one was really, really interesting. But let's read the last bit of the article. The El Segundo, California-based company has struggled as customers dealing with soaring grocery bills have bypassed its higher-priced products. McDonald's also recently ended a U.S. trial of its McPlant meatless burger developed with Beyond Meat without confirming future plans for the product. Beyond Meat laid off 4% of its workforce in August. So you know this couldn't come at a worse time. This guy biting this man's nose while the stock price of this is going down. I feel bad for the guys over there at Beyond Meat. I feel bad for this guy that, you know, he made this really rash and unacceptable decision. So we'll see what happens after this. I'm going to try and stay updated on this particular story and see what happens. But yeah, you know, executives or anyone shouldn't be going out and, you know, biting people's nose and getting into fights. But anyway, so if you made it this far, you're the true MVPs. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And while you're doing that, if you could do all the other algorithm appeasing efforts, we really appreciate it over here. There's another video popping up, and until next time, keep it casual. Peace.